Let me say something that might piss people off. AI, it's not here to replace realtors. It's here to replace slow follow-up, messy pipelines, and agents pretending they have an actual system. And if your business still runs on your phone, you're not protected, you're just exposed. Let me just give you a little bit of context. I work with real estate agents, brokerages, and teams on a daily basis, and I consistently hear the same thing while we're trying to get them to adopt AI or tell them how they can adopt AI. These are the things that I consistently hear. The first one is AI feels fake and I want to be personal, and it totally makes sense. Here's the uncomfortable truth. Most agents, they think they're being personal, but they're just responding way too late. The thing is, being personal isn't writing every text, writing every email, writing every DM yourself. That's not being personal. What being personal in real estate actually is remembering the context of your conversation, right? Remembering when to follow up and following up when you said you would, and not ghosting leads because you got busy. AI doesn't replace your personality, it protects it. Because the real killer of relationships, it's not automation, it's inconsistency. So here's the second thing I hear almost every single day. My clients don't want to talk to a robot. The thing is, they're not trying to talk like a robot, they're trying to get answers for you. And here's what actually matters to a buyer or seller. Did somebody respond when I reached out? It's not, was it typed by a human thumb? When your system handles the first response to the point of that lead being ready to actually do business with you in person, it's not a robotic issue. You still take the conversations that actually matter. So AI doesn't replace you, it just filters you. So the third and the most common thing I hear every single day is, I always respond fast. This is hands down the most dangerous lie agents tell themselves, and it's the biggest reason why 97% of their leads aren't actually converting. The thing is, fast isn't responding the same day. Fast isn't after your showing. And it's certainly not when you get back to your car. Fast is under 5 minutes. And the data, it speaks for itself. I mean, it's brutally clear. The first agent to properly engage a lead will win the conversation. Not the best agent, the fastest agent, the most consistent agent. That's the one who's gonna win the deal. And the reality is, your phone, it can't beat a system. All right, number 4, I don't run ads, so I don't need a system. This one makes me laugh because it has nothing to do with running ads. It has nothing to do with running ads because your business still runs on sign calls, brokerage leads, website leads, past clients, referrals, and the list goes on, lead generation, the list goes on, right? They're still leads, and those leads, they still leak. If you don't have a structured system or a re-engagement engine, you don't have a lead problem, you have a memory problem. Number 5, I already have a CRM. The thing is, a CRM, it's a database. You store your data, you store the contact information in there, but it's not a conversion system. It may send a first message, but that's about it. And honestly, these leads, these prospects, they know you didn't send it. The thing is, a CRM, it's also not a qualification system, right? So just because it may send a message or two or an email or two, it doesn't mean your leads are going to be quality. Number one most important reason why having a CRM doesn't really matter is because it's not a re-engagement system, right? 97% of real estate leads aren't actually ready to make, their financial decision today, because it's probably, if they're a buyer, the biggest financial decision they ever make in their life, which is why long-term engagement is highly important. And I've yet to see, I'm not saying there's none, I've yet to see a CRM that actually engages leads and revives old leads into conversions. I mean, at the end of the day, a CRM, it's used for storing leads. They don't monetize leads. There's a big difference there. Number 6, this sounds complicated. My answer, no, it's not complicated. The way you run your business right now, that's complicated. I mean, you're juggling texts, emails, contacts, follow-up times, social media messages, notes on your desk, a physical calendar, an online calendar, and the list goes on. That to me is a lot more complicated. AI on its own, it doesn't add complexity, it just removes human error. And that's the whole point. One thing I do want to share is the real risk that nobody actually tells you about. The real risk isn't that AI messes up. The risk is your competitor installs a system like this. And now they respond faster and potentially steal some of your leads. They follow up longer, and 97% of their leads, a higher percentage of those are going to turn into buyers and sellers. They never forget, they never get tired, and the best part is for them, they don't even see it happening. They don't have to do anything. The problem is you're getting outworked by your competition, and they're not even putting in any sweat and tears. And you're left still trying to outwork software. It's not grit, it's stubborn. This is exactly why our team built My Realtor IQ. Not to make agents sound robotic, but to build what I call a zero leakage sales engine around the agent, just to ensure that your time is spent on negotiations, consultations, evaluations, and closing deals, not babysitting your pipeline. If your business still relies on you remembering who to follow up with, you don't own a business. You own a job with a commission, and that job, it owns your phone. So if you're a real estate agent who's already generating consistent inbound leads and you're kind of curious how something like this could work inside of your setup, I'll drop a short audit link below, and it's completely free. No pitch, no pressure. I'll just show you exactly where your follow-up and conversions are slipping through the cracks. Then you can decide if it's even worth fixing.